All right. Test, test,
Test.
test.
Before we get into that, actually, I have a question for you guys. So, what makes a good TV theme? What are some elements, in your opinion, that makes a good TV theme? Dean, go ahead.
Okay. I have actually been thinking about this since we've, for the week that we've been studying for this or researching. I think it depends on the time period.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, you needed, well, you didn't, I mean, no one needed, but you needed that explanation into this show, series, whatever you're watching. You had to have that half-ass explanation or at least lyrics that lent to the show.
Mhm.
I'll be there for you when
Mhm.
the rain starts to. Again, remember, you two, when we're doing this segment, it is okay to hear the song. It's okay to sing the song, but no more than 30 seconds, or YouTube will shut us the fuck down. Trust me. So
Absolutely.
we have 30 seconds to sing whatever, but which only if like you put a YouTube video up and just started singing it, shut down. But since we are discussing this as its merits and whatnot, it's allowed, but still only 30 seconds. So remember that
Okay.
when you're, singing or whatever. Okay. So just wanted to put that out there to you guys. A little behind the scenes for everybody right there up front.
Okay.
So with that said, I think again, I think it's, you have to give the viewer an idea or a feel of what's coming up, whether it be verbally or even take Night Court for example. Boom, ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, dum, boom, boom, boom. That there, and then you get into the whole part that gives you like the little bit of like grunge of New York, but it's still the funkiness and silliness that's about to happen. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Give me another one, and I can maybe unless they did poorly choosing a theme.
Right.
Well, we talked about the Monsters. The Monsters one was kind of it definitely set the tone for that show. It was,
Absolutely.
The big, over the top, creepy-ish, horror-ish type of music, but also goofy, so yeah, so you're right. So it sort of sets the tone of the show, light, funny, or serious drama.
You go X-Files, something fucking creepy is about to come
Right.
out that door.
Yeah.
Right. Or like you say, it's either the music tells a story or the lyrics themselves tell the story and lead you into the episode.
Right. Dawson's
Okay.
Creek. I know, he doesn't want to wait for his life to be over. I know that, from the beginning, and I know, and I feel that in my heart.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I would say
Nick,
that
go ahead.
the theme, the theme absolutely has to pair well enough in a certain way with the show in some way, but also the theme's only going to go so far as the show is the content of the show is good. I'm sure
That's
there have
true.
been amazing theme songs to shows that only lasted a season, and none of us fucking remember them because they
Right.
weren't on long enough for us to care to make an impact.
Hey,
So yes,
challenge accepted, but
yes, you can have an incredible theme song and the map, but like I said, at the end of the day, the ones that I'm sure that we're going to list off for the most part, lasted maybe a few seasons or stuck with you in some momentous way.
imagine if you flipped some of the theme songs with TV shows. Like you started the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme and then went into Law and Order. Doesn't really quite work out.
Right.
And then somebody's laying in a park dead.
Sure.
Doesn't quite work out, the way coming into a Larry David, scene would.
Not to say it couldn't work. It's just it's probably not going to do
A little
that way.
weird.
Right.
So our TV themes are they more of a thing of the past? I mean, there are some current shows which we'll get into later, but with decent themes. But is it more of a thing of the past than it is today?
I think you see a lot of TV shows now that are they don't focus as heavy. I wouldn't say a lot, but I think I notice it more now than I ever did before, with just a brief little snippet of a tune with the title of the show, and then we're into the show. You know what I mean? Or like for example, what This Is Us is a very popular, great show that just ended. That Dean and I have watched through the years, and we absolutely love. Fantastic show. It's not it's.
But it's memorable. Like when you hear that, you're
but
listening.
I wouldn't be like,
Modern
wow,
Family.
what a great theme or whatever.
Correct.
Right.
But like the Office,
it's a crockpot fire.
I think you mixed up quite a few different shows on that one.
No, I don't know. That's what's in my head when I think of This Is Us.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, please.
All right, so I mean, first of all, look at throughout the years. If you start with as far back as the Honeymooners to I Love Lucy, even Dick Van Dyke.
Sure.
They didn't do the lyrics, right? They just did the themes. And then you got into the 80s was actually, I think the 70s, like, was it Mary Tyler Moore, throwing the hat in the air. Mary Tyler Moore had that told the story as you're watching her in the story. You know what I mean? Every week. And again, I'm mixing my words because there's some on my list here that I don't want to give away because I'm quite pleased with them. But yeah, a lot of them told a story, even if it wasn't the story of the show. They gave you that sense and feel of what you're about to watch. So,
okay, good stuff.
Oh, and we are back with Convincing Idiots. And of course, my name is Dean. Brian here. We are talking about now parallel universes?
Yes.
Mirror universes? Well, there's Brian, I sent you this earlier. There is a study coming out of Oak Ridge National Laboratory, or Laboratory, wherever you're from.
Right. Right.
I'm from America, so I should probably have said laboratory, but
Sure.
My heritage is from England, so I will go with laboratory.
Yeah.
Oak Ridge National Laboratory. I'm pausing because I'm grabbing my readers here because I'm old, being the Zennial. Scientists in Tennessee are working at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory in eastern Tennessee have announced they're trying to figure out whether or not parallel universes exist. They have begun trying to open a portal into another dimension. Physicist Leah Broussard announcing they'll be experimenting with firing a beam of neutrons through a 50-foot tunnel. She says, if my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit. That's good. So they're trying to see if you're in the belief that there are parallel universes just beyond ours. This is some crazy shit. What does this mean, Brian? What does this tell us for the future, for our knowledge of the known universe or the known parallel universe?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get your head around it here a little bit. I read up on the same article. I'm looking at one from NBCnews.com. Now, this was from 2019, but obviously they were experimenting at the time. I don't know if I saw anything current on it. I don't know how it's going. So I know we were researching this a little bit, but
I figured if they would, if they found it, they're not going to tell us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's shit they're going to keep under wraps.
Yeah, but obviously there's are scientists spending actual time and experimenting on this stuff. They have actual working theories that they were experimenting with, and it was something along the lines of they had some neutrons within a glass bottle or glass encase or something like that, and they were reacting differently than that. So it just the thought of a parallel universe is kind of mind blowing,
It is.
So and she was saying something like, you're not going to see something like, you're not going to have an evil Spock with a goatee. You're not going to have like an evil version of yourself, but it would be the same. I guess her theory was it would be the same. We'd all be the same, doing the same thing, just in a parallel universe. So it's not like one reality could potentially go somewhere else or something, like the multiverse that we're seeing a lot about in the Marvel movies these days. So I don't know, man. So first of all, is this something at all that you believe in? Do you think there's any, obviously science is so much, there's so many unknowns out there. Hell, there's unknowns at the bottom of our own oceans that we have no idea what's at the bottom of our own oceans yet, with creatures, and who knows what the hell's down there. So there's a lot more to explore. That's real stuff on our own planet that we haven't been able to get to, let alone, something at this level here. So do you have any belief in this at all, or is this something that they're wasting time on, or is it just at least an interesting theory that they should be trying to test out? What are your thoughts on all this?
This is bullshit. Good night, everybody. Have a good
all right.
Okay. No. Let me tell you this, man. I am a firm believer in this.
Okay.
My religious beliefs, for do or whatnot, I am a Christian.
Okay.
But with those beliefs, I am not a believer in everything they tell me. I believe that there is shit out there that A, we're not being told, and B, we don't understand. To me, I've always assumed, in my belief, that the next step, maybe heaven, or what people consider, because to me, I think all of these religions and all of these ideas, scientific ideas, why aren't they all together just not understood because of the conflict between all of the different ones? Why can't they all be intertwined in a way that we just don't understand or doesn't make sense? So maybe, the people that think that you're reincarnated isn't the idea that you die and you come back as a turtle. Maybe it's you go on to the next plane and that just fades away and you move on to the next you and live that life. And then after that, you go, the plane dissolves, or the universe, what they're trying to do there in that study, that plane just, maybe everything is right there. I'm doing John Cena. You can't see me.
Mm-hmm.
But what's to say that every universe isn't literally in front of us? Isn't just in our plain view, not physically of like you spread it apart like a sheet, but just the fabric of a reality and time is a concept that we've agreed upon. Time, literally the clock, we base that upon the rotations of the sun. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole time thing is literally something that we've agreed upon. Our age is something we've agreed upon. Yes, it's based on scientific ideas of the sun and the rotation, but I don't think we quite understand exactly what's going on around us. And I think that's the beauty of when you die, you not only get it, but you absorb into it. In my opinion, everything that is... All right, for example, and I'm going to get real fucking weird. You ready to get weird, Brian? Let's get fucking weird. For example, when Bigfoot, all right? Were you expecting that one? All right, let's do this. Bigfoot. People talk about like Bigfoot, he's walking around and why don't we find the bones? And why don't we find this? And he's there and they turn around. Is he good at hiding? All of that. Who's to say he's not a being that can travel through dimensions or universes? And yeah, you don't see it because boom, he can absorb into the next. There are so many examples and stories out there of like some weird shit, which I'll get into. So to me, I believe in it wholeheartedly. I believe that we don't know shit, that we are specks of dust on an elephant's ass compared to what is of the known universe or the known parallel universe.
One that I really enjoyed the movie of, and maybe, as I was thinking back to our last episode of reboots or things that maybe you should leave alone, I might have included that had I known that they were doing a reboot. And that's not to say that this trailer didn't look good, but it is Interview with the Vampire. There is a series coming out of Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right.
Now, I'm a big fan of the one with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, and it's just a really well done movie. Antonio Banderas, just very good movie.
Yes.
Maybe it's just me having an attachment to that particular film, that rendition of it, that I don't really want to see it fucked with, but I watched the trailer. The trailer didn't look bad, but the trailer looked like a TV series version of the movie. It literally starts out the same with the tape rolling, and it was, he says verbatim what Brad Pitt says at the beginning of Interview with the Vampire when, it's this year we were in New Orleans and we were, whatever, and he's outlining how he meets Lestat. And I'm like, I'm probably going to watch an episode or two to see, but I just personally, like I said, I still feel like that film holds up so well that I don't need a remake of this. It was fine the way it was. And who knows what more they can do with more time on screen to, more storytelling with a series instead of a movie and so on and so forth. So I don't say that to write it off, but I'm indifferent. Right? Like I really enjoyed that movie, so that comes with the emotions of maybe don't mess with it, but at the same time, because I liked it, I'll probably give it a watch. So, did you like that movie too? Were you Interview with the Vampire fan?
Yeah, I loved it. So that was, back in I saw it in the theater back then. So, yeah, I was in the camp of a lot of people to where I really didn't know the difference. I knew Lestat was a famous vampire in the stories. I got all that. And people were ticked off that how the hell is Tom Cruise going to play this role and this and that. And watching that,
which, by the way,
he was phenomenal. solid. It's one of his best roles.
I think so. Yeah.
Brad Pitt was great. I think Kirsten Dunst as a young girl at the time was terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the whole thing was great. The whole thing was great. The whole feel was great. Like I said, to redo it is, we know the end. Lestat is alive. Why not pick it up? There's so much you could do. Those vampires, they're alive. They're out in the world, in the universe. You could pick up. One episode could be about, Brad Pitt's character. The other one could be about Lestat or what. I don't know. It don't
Lestat
need
putting
to.
Present day, putting a couple pumps of human blood in his frappuccino. You know what I mean? Just getting by. Maybe
That's
he's
right.
maybe he's some sort of data processor for a big company. He's just a vampire living in the world.
How does he deal with the pandemic?
That's right.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Is he like can he have tainted blood? Probably.
How does
so,
COVID affect vampires? Yeah, I'd like to know.
Does he have to go into quarantine?
Right.
I don't know. So much you can do with it. Maybe spread the monkeypox or something. I don't know.
Maybe it's a reality show idea where it's like, what happens when 5 strangers and 1 vampire stop playing polite and start getting real and in COVID quarantine? Yes. It's a real world. It's a COVID real world, but there's 1 vampire in there, and whoever survives wins. Whoever's the last one that makes the 10 days or whatever it is in quarantine with a vampire, those people win.
You know what? That is where the Bachelorette becomes very interesting. There you go, right there.
Exactly.
One vampire is mixed in with the dudes, right? So it's like, don't pick the fucking vampire,
right?
Because you'll be a vampire unless you want to be a vampire. Maybe you want to be a vampire. See?
Yeah.
Does she want to walk with the undead, or does she just want to find a regular husband guy? See, there's a lot of intrigue with that, right?
Are you looking to get married, or are you looking for a husband for eternity?
That's a tagline right there.
That's it. It's right there. Yeah.
I'm watching it. Where is it on? Right now I'm watching every episode of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's make it happen. See, what do we I don't want to say we're wasting our talent here, but we've got these fucking ideas, man. What's going on?
All we need is a vampire. That's it. That's it.
If you're out there and you're listening, and you're a vampire,
I'm sure we could talk him into this. I'm sure.
So Jonathan or Mom, if you're a vampire, please let us know.
That's right. That's right. Yep. I don't know. Yep. All right. Good stuff. A lot of interesting content coming out, including Bachelorette Vampire.
Absolutely, yes.
Coming in the summer of 2024.
That definitely feels like a CW show. I don't know why. It just does. It's a CW show. Can't put my finger on why, but it is.
We're giving you a reason to watch us finally, besides The Flash, okay? We got The Flash, and we got Bachelorette Vampire.
Bachelorette Vampire, yes, that's right.
Yeah, flip it over here, will you? I mean, we're introducing CW Plus, for Christ's sake, for that one. That's it.
That's right.
That's it. We're getting into the Plus game.
That's subscription only.
Bachelorette Vampire. I would pay it. I'll pay it. Welcome back to Convincing Idiots. We are whole again with the 3 of us here. That's right.
I have filled the hole. I have filled both of your holes by being here.
That's right.
And we thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The pleasure is mine.
Oh, you have no idea. It is ours.
All right.
Go ahead, Brian. Okay. Go ahead, Brian.
Cut the sexual tension with a knife.
That's right. This is what we missed over the last couple weeks here, folks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. No, but so we mentioned already. So Dean and I did a live episode last Wednesday, and we got into a organic conversation around TV reboots. I mentioned the Munsters movie that's coming out with Rob Zombie's Munsters, and just kind of got us into talking about TV shows that were rebooted over the years, and some that were good, some that were not so good, some that they shouldn't even try to attempt. And so they got us talking about movies as well. So that's what we're going to talk about here in our main segment is movies that they've rebooted. So it could be a franchise that was maybe dormant for a while that they rebooted into some other storyline or something like that. Or it could be a movie that's a complete remake of something from the past. Or it could be, just some that were good, some that were not so good. And some, if you have any suggestions of you would like to see a reboot, if it comes up in the conversation here. or maybe some movies that, and it could be a lot of these, but just some of your favorite movies that, if they attempted to try to reboot it, it would just not. No, just don't even try because it's not going to go well. The original is too good.
I can tell you right now, one right off the top that I'm sure everybody is thinking about right now.
Yeah, like they should do Jingle All the Way with John Hamm, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I love this idea.
Maybe
I would have initially
Short.
said if you wanted to reboot Jingle All the Way, I'd say fuck right off. But if you put John Hamm in the role, I might listen to that pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, guys. We could just
Jamie Foxx, and John Hamm. Maybe.
Or Kevin Hart. I like Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart
role.
That's it.
Kevin Hart and John Hamm.
Let's face it, guys. We just end this episode by saying, no matter what, you can reboot anything as long as John Hamm is involved.
Correct.
It would be fine. It would almost be better.
But I will tell you,
reboot Wonder Woman, John Hamm.
I will tell you one thing that has been rebooted that didn't even need John Hamm because it was so good.
Go ahead.
The reboot of the way that you conventionally think about riding a bicycle. Our friends at RPM Bike Shop rebooted the way that you ride a bike by adding the power of electricity. Electric bikes to your daily commute or for your leisure, wherever you may be going. Our friends at RPM Bike Shop are located conveniently in Carrollton, Ohio. You can find them by searching them up on Facebook, going to their website, rpmbikeshop.com, or giving them a call directly at 330-808-7792 today. Because RPM Bike Shops, although they are a bit of a reboot on your traditional bicycling needs, they themselves do not require a reboot, for they are perfect already the way that they are. RPM Bike Shops, a revolution in biking. Give them a call today and tell them the convincing idiots told you where to go.
Fantastic. All right, so guys,
I think you just found their fucking tagline for their business. So.
The revolution. Yeah.
A revolution in biking. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. So do you have any movie how about some that were just wherever it goes? How about some of your least favorites? Some that that they redid. It's like they did not have a. I don't know. It just didn't go well for you. It didn't resonate with you.
I can't really say that this didn't resonate. Because there have occasionally been some fine, but to me, if you would have ended it with Michael Keaton's Batman and stopped it there, I'd be just fine. No Val Kilmer, no George Clooney, no, pardon me, Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson, I enjoyed the movie, but if you'd have ended it Michael Keaton, I'd have been fine with that.
Wow. I mean, I don't want to disrespect the Michael Keaton movies because it's not what it is, but some of my favorite ones have been post that. So, but I mean, you're not wrong in the fact that if you never had it, you wouldn't know, because you would have been. Sure, if you would have made the two Batman movies, you would have been happy with that because they were very good, and you wouldn't know what you were missing, I guess. But yeah.
That trilogy was too good, so that's actually one of my more favorite ones of
the Christian Bale ones. Begins.
Batman Begins, 2005 was a great way to relaunch that franchise.
You're looking at that through the lens of who is Batman.
No, those movies were fantastic. Of good movies.
You didn't think The Dark Knight was a good movie?
Okay, The Dark Knight was a good movie. Christian Bale was not good in this. That's
what I'm saying. You're thinking of who is Batman in these movies.
Okay, then you're correct. And Christian Bale was
because that way, Brian is not wrong. And there again, I didn't mind Christian Bale. Okay. We've already done a Batman episode, but
go back in the archives.
I don't like. I think if you change the way he does the Batman voice, you're looking at those with a different.
No, I didn't like him as Bruce Wayne. I didn't like him as I didn't like him. In his action sequences, there's nothing about Christian Bale's Batman that I enjoyed.
All right, so we disagree. I guess I go back and watch the Batman episode. What's another good or bad?
I'll go back, but I'll just throw things at the TV again.
That's fine.
Not my
Nick,
fucking TV. I don't give a shit what you.
I eat a lot of bananas, so I throw banana peels.
Yeah.
Nick, do you have a good or bad one? Just whatever one you want to talk about.
Yeah, I'm going to start with what you said bad. So, and I'm not even going to say it's bad because the remake of it, from what I remember, wasn't necessarily bad, but I felt that the original is one that stands up so well it never, ever, 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 ever needs fucked with. Psycho, the original, is one of my favorite movies of all time. And actually, every time I watch it, I just sit there and I think to myself, how
Vince Vaughn?
Yes. Well, I think of the original, how masterful it is, and how long ago it was made, and how little would ever need it. You just don't need to.
It's a perfect
The one with Vince Vaughn is not bad, but it's unnecessary.
Correct.
There was absolutely no
same
reason
as the TV show.
Yes. Yeah.
It was okay.
Sure,
it was
and
unnecessary.
That one I didn't mind so much because it was a backstory before all of that happened.
Did you watch the final episode?
Yes. Yeah. But
so
I'm saying the series
it's a multiverse situation going on there.
Yeah, yeah. The series as a whole, I really enjoyed.
I did too,
because it didn't dip in
compared
too much.
To the movie.
Well, already, I mean, fuck.
Remakes, reboots. We're not talking about prequels. We're not talking about sequels.
Yeah.
Remakes, reboots.
Yeah. But that Psycho with Vince Vaughn, from what I recall of it, not a bad movie, just unnecessary. Right. And I would say the same. I didn't even realize this as I was looking up, popular remakes or whatever. Another classic movie that is old as shit that I absolutely adore, and it's long as fuck. But apparently in 2016, I believe they remade Ben-Hur.
I did not know that.
Not necessary. I haven't even seen it. I didn't know it existed. It might be very good, but there's not even a reason to do that because the original Ben-Hur is so damn good. Why would you need to do that? That's my opinion. For some people, I was going to say there's a slight. I mean, a lot of people don't like Ben-Hur because it is so long, but there again, just don't.
That's because their attention span's as big as their dick.
Very, very possible.
Fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
Dean, do you have one that's a remake that you did not care for?
I went through a few different routes here. I don't have anything listed from stuff that's already been made.
Okay.
I have some ideas.
Okay.
And some non-ideas, kind of like what we did with the TV show situation.
Sure.
Before I go in that, Brian, do you have any? Because I don't have any. I'm going the separate route. Do you have any?
That's okay. I have a few.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's hear it.
Now, the first one here is from my lovely daughter, Peyton, her suggestion, and we watched this movie when she was a kid. And as soon as she said it tonight, I'm like, yes, 100%. 2010, The Karate Kid. Jaden Smith.
Agreed.
1,000% unnecessary.
Nope.
You could have done a similar storyline. Didn't have to be called The Karate Kid.
You could have called it The Judo Boy.
I don't know. Jackie Chan was fine as the
Judy boy,
the Mr. Miyagi type character. Just unnecessary, and the original was too. Even the original's not a fantastic movie. It's good. I mean, you don't have to touch that franchise.
How dare you?
I don't know. I also have 2010 also the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Jackie Earl Haley as Freddy Krueger. Don't. You could redo. It's easy to redo. Reboot Jason and Michael Myers. As a matter of fact,
because he doesn't have the face, the eye,
and the personality.
You know what I mean? Right.
That Robert Englund was and is Freddy Krueger. To try to replace him is ridiculous. The storyline is not actually terrible. They try to get a little bit deeper into the origin and stuff like that. You're just looking for, at least for me, I was looking for Robert Englund the entire movie. He's not in the movie. And it sounded to me and Jackie Earl Haley was fantastic as Rorschach in the Watchmen movie, which is a terrific movie. And we'll go into that. It's another great superhero movie based on the graphic novel. It was the same voice. It was Rorschach as Freddy Krueger. It just didn't make any sense for me. The 1998 Godzilla.
Agreed. With Matthew Broderick.
Yes,
But they
thank
brought
you.
if you go
female
ahead and
Godzilla, it's just like laying the eggs and all. It's just like, what in the
if you
fuck
look
is
at
going on?
if you look at the structure and everything of Godzilla, and then you go on a lot of like these fan sites, people don't consider this to be an actual Godzilla movie. They call it Zilla. They shorten it as that
Right.
monster is just Zilla, not Godzilla.
I would just like to point out how terrible that movie had to be to reboot the Godzilla franchise as it was, and people being like, "This sucks," because up to that point,
Right.
all you had was that early ass Mickey
Man in a
Mouse
rubber
bullshit.
suit.
No,
And
you
like,
had,
people are like,
you had
nah, like, this
Godzilla
sucks.
85 or 88. You had some
Yeah, they did
remakes in
have
the
some
80s.
newer stuff that,
That's a good
that
one.
looked a little newer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about that one.
I've got the Steve Martin Pink Panther in 2006.
Yeah.
Again, you cannot.
He looked nothing like the cartoon.
And Peter Sellers was so good in the Inspector Clouseau role. It was one of his most iconic roles of his career. So funny, one of the greatest, and we talked about this on again. Some of the greatest physical comedy on film is Peter Sellers in the Pink Panther movies. And Steve Martin was fine. He's a good comedic actor, but don't try to reboot the Pink Panther franchise. They made 2 movies, and that was it. It just didn't work. I was too big of a fan of the original, probably.
They made 2?
Really,
is that what you said?
I think they did. I think they made
They
2
did.
Pink Panther movies.
They sure did.
The first one made enough money to it's just not the same. Not the same feel. Not the same vibe. And I put on here the 2016 Ghostbusters. Now, the all-female cast of Ghostbusters, they try to reboot. Again, it's just nothing to do with all-female. It's just,
if you would have put that and called it something else, like it hits, all the jokes hit, the premise hits,
right.
But I think the argument is that it's not the same. You know, it's not the original, and it's not even the knock of people going, you don't mess with the original, and no, it's not that. I think it's the idea that you don't have. I mean, yes, you actually had a lot of the cast, but they were doing cameos. If you would have put that in the same universe,
right,
and said they were like
made it Ghostbusters
branch.
Afterlife. But
Or
like that,
like
they're
a
taking
knockoff.
over
Yes.
for like
we're the
part
San
of the same-
Francisco branch.
yeah.
That's fine.
But-
don't
but
call
to
them
try to,
Egon and all that. Don't
Right.
do that.
You
Like you
went ahead.
make your
they tried
own
to,
universe.
They tried to just pretend that one didn't happen. Everybody goes, bullshit! It didn't happen. They saved fucking New York.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
I think that's what hurt it.
You can't exactly. You cannot replace.
It
cannot
was a
replace
funny
the
movie. All those girls are fucking fantastic.
Great comedic actresses. Not their fault. It's just the premise.
Premise was bad.
Trying to, like you say, trying to eliminate the original. And one more for you. 2015, The Fantastic Four. I still, to this day, based on the reviews and everybody I've known that's seen it, hates it so much. It's got one of the lowest Rotten Tomato ratings, probably of any. I should say of any, but
That was the one
certainly
with,
of any superhero
I was just going to say Michael B. Jordan, right? I never saw it.
They
Yeah.
changed the storyline. Again, Sony messing around, trying to do something with the Marvel characters they have no business in doing. Just didn't make any sense. The premise, that's it. Get rid of it, and let's do it correctly with the Marvel Universe, which I know it's in development. The next one's going to be terrific, I'm sure.
Along those lines, does The Amazing Spider-Man count as a reboot of Spider-Man?
Sure it does. It's because
that might be on my list, and that's not
terrible.
There, like you said, it's not a discredit to the actors or anything like that.
Andrew Garfield's
they weren't
terrific.
super well written. Andrew Garfield was one of probably my favorite part of the newest Spider-Man.
The one with Tobey Maguire was what were
those were. I mean,
Yes,
before the Peter Holland ones, those were the benchmark for actually, I would say before the Dark Knight, that was kind of the benchmark for superhero movies at that time. They were the best.
I just
they were hands
recently
down
watched the first one. And you guys, knowing that I just watched it, you guys still want to tell me that it was well written.
I mean, I haven't seen, but yeah, I love like Brian said, the first two movies, especially the second one with Dr. Octopus, fantastic. One of the very, very high up there on the superhero.
If you grew up watching, if you grew up reading the Spider-Man comics, you would think they're better movies.
I get what you're saying, but the written dialogue throughout the movie is dog shit. The characters are unbelievable. The premises, it's a horrible movie. And I will even pause my thought of the special effects because it was done back in
2001 or some shit.
Right.
Like the first one came out in like 01 or something.
I will give them leeway on that because I just watched it so frequently. I will give them. You good there, bud? You pouring a drink there?
I am.
You filling it up to the top there? The tasty beverage?
I was.
What are you drinking? Since we heard it, what are you drinking tonight?
That is a basic Labatt Blue Light.
Blue Light. Right there. In honor of the returning hero.
That's right.
There you go.
There we go. Very nice.
Yep.
Okay. So I've trashed that movie every time I can because I don't like it. Well, anyways. So
that's another one we'll have to agree to disagree because I stand by Spider-Man 1 and 2 by Tobey Maguire. Very good.
Much the same.
We agree on Batman and Spider-Man. There you go.
Yep. All right, so we'll talk about some good ones in a minute there. So Dean, you had some pitches for some that you would like to see.
All right. First of all, I'm going to go with one right off the bat. I don't know how much time we have, but
about 15 minutes or so.
Okay. Would yes or no? I'm going to run some of these off to you guys. You say yes, no. Give me your reasoning.
Okay.
I'll start with the big one. Back to the Future.
No. 1,000% no.
Don't care. Have no anything with it.
That would be movie blasphemy.
Never seen them.
Cannot possibly reboot Back to the Future. It's too perfect.
Okay.
All the performances, the writing, it was a lightning in a bottle.
It's timeless.
Do not fuck with those movies ever. Matter of fact, I saw a thing today that the original director owns the.
I read that
rights.
too. That's what made me think of it.
Right, he owns the rights to make reboots or not, and he said he will block he'll block every attempt as he rightfully should. I don't think anybody would even pitch. I'm sure maybe it has been pitched by some dummies.
Oh, sure. When you saw the deep fake of Robert Downey Jr. as Doc Brown and the kid from Spider-Man as Marty.
No.
Okay, so how about Running Man?
Sure.
Could that be done?
Yeah. I think so. The storyline is interesting.
I mean, because Arnold Schwarzenegger was the original. I mean, you need like a buff guy like a Chris Helmsworth or just put The Rock in there.
Yeah, you could do something. Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
It's an interesting story. Arnold made it very good. I loved him in that role. It was great. It was an entertaining movie. And Richard Dawson was fantastic as the game show host, because obviously he did that. When he stabs the dude with the pen right on his back, I cringed. I still, to this day, if I see that scene, I cringe. Yeah. Nick, have you ever seen Running Man?
No, I have not.
You have to see it. It's a great, fun, goofy 80s movie.
Sci-fi, yeah.
Arnold in his he's just making, he's just...
Well, you've got sci-fi and you've got Arnold, so I mean, I'm in. I'll watch it.
Absolutely. Right.
Jesse the Body Ventura is in it.
Yeah. Jim Brown.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the cast is awesome.
Yeah. But you could remake it.
Okay. Let's go. You know what? I'm going to jump ahead because I don't know the time here. Clue. Would you or...
Yeah.
I know you could, but would you? You didn't like Clue?
It's not necessary. I mean, it's...
You know what they got now? They got the 1,000 knives or long knives or whatever it is with Daniel Craig. It's sort of the new...
Clue-esque.
And that's perfectly great. Him and Jamie Lee Curtis and that cast is to let that do something like that. You don't need to call it Clue.
But it needs to be a comedy.
This is a comedy.
I see. I think you could redo Clue with you could put together like a ridiculous all-star cast and make a fantastic movie because the premise and the jokes and the stuff. I think it could work.
Yeah, you can't say that. Oh my God, no one can ever play Mrs. White like Madeline Kahn. She was great in the role. She's a great comedic actress.
The Flames.
Yeah. But I guess it's just not necessary.
The whole movie is so amazing and funny and quotable.
Tim Curry is the butler. I mean, again, you don't need to do it. You don't need to mess with it.
You don't need to, but I'm saying, could you and would you be okay with it?
It would not be blasphemous like Back to the Future. It's not, it's not the same level at all.
There you go. Mm-hmm. All right, what about...
It's a weird movie.
What? It is.
Clue?
It is.
It's so
you made us watch it at our house a couple years ago, and I'm like, what the fuck has happened? Like this?
I sure did.
I'm like, I wouldn't be mad to see it be remade, but I don't know why anybody would want to remake it. Like, it was just like, it's here, but I don't need it in my life.
Well, the rumor is they're having Jason Bateman write and direct it.
Okay, if somebody could write it good, I might. Yeah, I don't know.
And if you ever seen Ozarks. You know that he's pretty good at writing and directing. All right. Let me move over to no reboots. Like you said, I have a list of things. Star Wars. There's been the recent chatter online of rebooting A New Hope.
No.
With new actors.
They already did it. They already did that. It's called The Force Awakens. They already rebooted A New Hope.
Yeah,
they like legitimately that's what the fuck it was. That's why everybody liked it. It was this, like the same thing.
Yep.
Okay.
I would be all for them rebooting the last 3 movies.
Yes.
Sure.
Get rid of them.
What about and I don't know if you've heard this rumor, but Every Which Way But Loose.
Oh yeah,
Every Which Way But Loose.
Again, not necessary, but you can have a gruff dude with an orangutan going around fighting people.
But would it work today?
No,
with the orangutan and stuff, would it be too cheesy?
It's a weird current concept. It fit well in the 70s.
That's why I would say no, is because I don't think it could work. It worked in the 70s.
Yeah,
I don't think it would work today,
unless you set it maybe in that time period.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Or if you want to make it really goofy, you like some of these other movies we talked about, to where you have a guy that's like from the 70s, like he's that gruff 70-ish type dude with an orangutan, and he comes out to. But again, who the fuck is fighting in a back alley? And is that really happening? If you made an MMA
John
fighter,
Hamm.
Sure. If you made it like an
orangutan,
like an MMA fighter type deal or something weird, like I don't know. But again, not necessary.
Okay.
No one's looking for that movie to be rebooted. It's just not. No one cares.
All right. So to finish this up, gentlemen, I got a few that I'll run through. Comment if you need to. In the works. This is just out of a couple websites I looked through.
Ace
Ventura. Yeah, they're talking about that they're either writing.
I'm not mad at a reboot on that, but I
think some of these, that might be the one that might be one of those where they're going to do a sequel, and they just got added into this list. I don't think they're going to reboot and change.
Do we need to see 50-year-old Jim Carrey doing Ace Ventura?
Do you remember what I told you, Brian, at the theater? Mission Impossible goddamn sequel trailer came up. I'm like, really? How fucking many can you do? That's like Fast and Furious. Like, how many more do you need?
Well, people are looking for those, though. No one's looking for an Ace Ventura sequel.
True.
Or a reboot, necessarily. I mean, the first one was fun.
That's like making an Austin Powers movie, another Austin Powers movie now. It's like, okay, like, leave it where it was, I think.
Right. That's,
they were great. They were great, but leave them where they were.
Yep.
Like, let it go.
Leave them in your memory.
Yeah.
Enjoy them. Yeah. Go back to them.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, you'll appreciate this. American Werewolf in London, I guess the reboot is in works. You excited? Could it work? I mean,
Yeah. Again, not necessary.
well, sure.
The first,
none of them necessary. I mean,
the first one is. The first one's a good movie. It's a nice blend of comedy and horror.
Yeah.
David Naughton. I watched this actually. Allie and I watched this. She had never seen it before. We watched it within the last summer or two. And again, it's just what made that movie so good is that the special effects at the time. This is pre-CGI, and they had to build the complex models and makeup and everything to have that was one of the best at the time, and arguably, maybe to this day, the best werewolf transformation movie scene, maybe in history, was that scene with him turning into that wolf. It was a whole different. It was more wolf-like, as you know.
And only coming in second place, Teen Wolf 2, Jason Bateman.
No. But you know what I'm saying. But they had to build the
You're over your Jason Bateman reference limits for this segment.
I love Jason Bateman, and I will reference him as much as I can.
Yeah. So anyway, not necessary. They should not do that because of what I just said. Because it would be a CGI transformation, all that. It takes away. That was part of the charm of that first, and the amazement of that first movie was the complex transformation scene.
Right. Okay, so a couple more, and we can call it a night here. Big Trouble in Little China.
Shouldn't do it.
I agree. Leave that one.
Yeah, it's that again. That movie.
Memory. It's kind of great, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's kind of a cult classic type movie. Kurt Russell was so great in that role, and again, and all the actors in that were great. It's just again not necessary. Just there's no purpose of it.
That is the correct answer.
All right. I got a few. You don't have to comment too much here. I got some of the best.
There.
Okay. Some of the best remakes. Right. Okay.
Okay. Your turn.
All right. The Fly.
That's actually the one. The next one I was going to go to.
That was a remake.
Yes, it was.
Did not know that.
The original was
Vincent
back in
Price.
back in the 50s or whatever it was, but the Jeff Goldblum version in '86, terrific. He was great in that, and then the special effects were awesome. It was a whole darker.
Just to give you an idea of who is who, Nick. At the end of Thriller, or actually the beginning of Thriller, the man giving the speech in the beginning of Thriller.
Vincent Price. Yeah, the Thriller.
Vincent Price was the Jeff Goldblum character in the 50s movie.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. I think one of the best reboots that they ever did was the Planet of the Apes. The original Planet of the Apes movie of Charlton Heston, 1968, is terrific, even to this day. Holds up well. The messaging. Rod Serling did the screenplay from the Twilight Zone.
Sequels, but
wait. So you're saying you're saying best remakes?
Best. The Planet of the Apes, the trilogy they did.
So you're saying Marky Mark was the best?
No,
that's
not
what I'm wondering.
Horrible.
Okay.
No,
so the ones with
Andy Serkis as Caesar or the ape. Those three movies.
Okay. Dean, my brain went the same place because I was like, you know what? I forgot to bring that up on one of my worst reboots.
The Mark Wahlberg
the Tim Burton Mark Wahlberg one.
Garbage.
Really, really bad. That's up there with my worst reboots. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
no, you're right.
That one's garbage.
Yep. The reboots with the Caesar. Yeah, that's all good.
That would be about the same as if you try to remake Convincing Idiots without me.
Yeah.
And he's like, nobody needs that, wants that.
A couple other ones. The
everybody froze. Oh, you did.
That's all right.
Moving past.
So I'm a huge fan of the Evil Dead movies with Bruce Campbell. Okay, they did a remake in 2013 of the Evil Dead. Mm-hmm. That remake hit a lot of different things. It paid terrific homage to the original. Mm-hmm. That a more modern take on the story, and it was awesome. If you love that, Sam Raimi, I think, was a producer, or Bruce Campbell might have been a producer, but some of the original were involved there. But it was a terrific remake and a more modern one. So if you like that franchise at all, I thought they
I did see that
very,
one.
very well.
Oddly enough, I haven't seen the original, but I've seen the new one. So that's my only experience with Evil Dead.
Watch
But
the
it
original. If you
wasn't
like the
bad.
remake at all, go back and watch the original. And you'll appreciate, I think, the remake even more.
Yeah.
I thought the Halloween movie Rob Zombie in 2007.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Dog
That
shit.
was really good. The original.
Oh. The second one was not good, but the Rob Zombie.
The first one he did, I liked a lot.
And you got the whole the backstory of Michael Myers, which you had not seen before. It showed him as a kid growing up, and you got a taste of how he became what he became. I thought they did that very, very well.
That's probably my favorite Halloween movie but it's kind of biased because it was done more recently. It's not older and cheesier and silly. It's a little more up to date thriller. Go ahead and do your dance, Dean. But it was.
No, I'm just
a little more updated.
How much you guys enjoyed it. I did not.
Really? Yeah, I liked it a lot.
The Spider-Man Homecoming 2017.
Sure.
When they got past Andrew Garfield was a terrific Spider-Man. The writing and the storyline was off the rails, horrible. But the reboot Spider-Man is the young kid again in the new Marvel universe.
Yep.
Just completely wiped away all the bad stuff for this
Homecoming might be Homecoming's potentially top 3 superhero movies for me.
Sure. Yeah.
It's up there.
That's
I
reasonable.
don't know, but it's definitely top 5. But Homecoming specifically I was shocked at how good it was.
Sure.
Because I didn't see it till later, and I was like, nobody told me how fucking awesome this movie is. It's hilarious and it's heartfelt.
Everybody
and
told me how
was
awesome it was, and I'm like, yeah, I can. I don't believe you. I was wrong.
I just wasn't ready for another reboot at the time, but at the same time, I just maybe I was late to the party, but fuck, I was like, damn, it was really good.
Needed to be done.
Yeah.
Look at that. We both got convinced.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 more for you. I kind of forgot about this one. 1991, Robert De Niro, Cape Fear. Did you ever see the Robert De Niro Cape Fear movie?
Yes.
So Nick, again, this is another one where I think the original was in the 60s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's not in the sense of compare it to the original type deal, but just that this movie, Robert De Niro is so creepy in this movie. It's another one of those movies to where this can happen. He's an obsessive. He's an obsessive. I can't remember who he was stalking. He was stalking the family.
Not Julie, Louise Dreyfus.
The wife or the daughter?
No, the daughter.
He was stalking the daughter.
Well, it's actually more the husband and his family. He wasn't it wasn't a sexual thing of the daughter or the mother. It was he was trying to terrorize the family of the prosecutor.
That's right.
Who was
it doesn't
the prosecutor.
It's fine, but
okay, you did that.
A very good mental type thriller. Those movies really freak me out because you can picture anything you can picture really happening.
Nick
That's
Nolte.
right. Yes, that's right. That's right.
And Julia Lewis was the daughter.
Right. That's right. That's right. But you can think about it. It's if you wanted to torment people, it's people. They're powerless. There's only so much they could do to keep somebody away.
Right.
And he knows this. Yes, he knows this, and really very, very creepy role and terrific acted role for Robert De Niro. And maybe the best remake of all time, in my opinion. And I just went to the theater within the last couple of weeks and saw the 40th anniversary on the big screen, which was a terrific experience. I don't think I talked about this. It was one of those Fandango special events that they have.
Was this one of those porn movies you went and saw?
No.
Okay, all right.
Still looks good. Looks good. 40th anniversary.
First time seeing it on the big screen, which I thoroughly enjoyed. 1982, John Carpenter, The Thing.
Okay.
Kurt Russell was actually a remake.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was the original was in the 55, 57, something like that.
I remember, I think it was on probably Big Chuck and Little John seeing The Thing, the black and white one.
Oh, yeah,
back in the day.
That's right.
Huh.
You know,
So-
they're also doing they're on that list that I had, the Blob. They're redoing the Blob.
And that's fine. They
Yeah,
they
that's
remade
a
it.
good one. Yeah.
The original was good with Steve McQueen, and they had one in the 80s, The
Mhm.
Blob. But that's
It was
just the
Jennifer Aniston, right?
I don't remember.
I remember correctly. It was
I
her
saw the
first
one in the-
movie.
I don't remember. I saw the one in the 80s. It was fine, but yeah, The
It
Thing
timed out.
82, terrific movie. Yeah, maybe the best remake, not a reboot.
Sure.
That was a remake. So
Sure.
that's what I got.
Yeah.
There's a lot of more out there, but
It is. I think this was a good discussion, fellas.
Well, I've
Yeah.
got a real quick shout out as far as
Please.
as long as we're on some of the best remakes.
please.
I would like to give a shout out real quick to what Disney has been doing with some of their animated
The live
movies
action?
and doing live action versions. Not all of them are hits. Like, I mean, The Lion King was one of my favorites as a kid, but it was like pretty much verbatim like the animated one, but CGI, and like that
I
was
like
fine.
that.
It
I
was
like
good, but it was like literally no different, and it was
Right.
exactly like frame for frame, pretty much the same movie. But I really like the Jungle Book. I like
Yeah.
the characters they cast in it. I like the way
I
that
agree.
they did it. But my favorite, hands down, is Aladdin. I thought they did an exceptional job.
I
with
didn't
Aladdin.
see that one.
They added songs.
Hmm.
Naomi Scott, who I love so dearly, as Princess Jasmine. But they did a really nice take on it. And they changed some things. They made Jasmine more of a hero in this movie, and the live action Aladdin reboot is fucking fantastic. I mean, we watch
Okay.
it pretty frequently. It's on pretty heavy rotation here at
I
the
haven't
house.
watched it only
a
for
lot
the
of
simple
the-
fact of how do you replace
Robin Williams.
Williams?
That is I mean, with another
He is that
dynamo of right. But I mean, Will Smith does great as the genie. I
Okay.
mean, I was a little hesitant, but it's really well done, and it's funny. It's heartfelt, and I really that of all the live action adaptations of Disney classics, that one has been hands down my favorite. But I did really like the Jungle Book as well. But
Okay.
I think Disney's done a really good job with a lot of those, with a lot of the live action ones. I haven't seen Mulan, but I really wasn't a big fan of that one in the first place. But
Sure.
a lot of the ones that I've seen that they've done have been really good.
I'm interested. We've talked about it before, but I'm interested later this year, the live action version of Pinocchio.
Also, another one I wanted to bring up, The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler and stuff. I liked that remake of it a lot, and Burt Reynolds was in it and things like that. But
I
I
did
thought
like
it was
how they
good.
incorporated Burt Reynolds as the coach. Yeah,
yeah, that was funny.
Again, it wasn't like unheard of that you should
No.
not reboot The Longest Yard. That was definitely a movie of its time, because that was
Sure.
I do like the Burt Reynolds one. I love the football game and all that, but it was definitely it did not age well. A lot of the stuff in that movie. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also really liked another horror movie that was redone was the Amityville Horror that they did with Ryan Reynolds. I
Okay.
liked that one a lot. I don't know if that's a popular opinion or not, but I thought it was really eerie and creepy, and I really like the Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds. It was probably, I don't know, early to mid 2000s that was made,
Yeah.
but I like that one a lot.
I have to watch that because I thought in my mind that was completely unnecessary to redo the
It
Amityville
probably
Horror.
was. It probably
But
was.
But honestly, I went back and watched a couple years ago the original,
hmm
and it's like not good.
Really?
It was not.
I
Good.
agree.
Yeah.
It was not that scary.
So have
It
you
was
watched the Ryan
weird.
Reynolds one
I haven't.
recently?
I
Okay.
didn't because I was I'm like, well, you don't need to redo this because the original was so
Okay.
scary,
Now I know
but
what
it
we're talking about.
wasn't that good. So I will go back and watch that Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
one. If
I
it's
remember
scarier,
liking that
yeah.
one a lot. It
The,
was very
the
eerie.
original. You're talking about Amityville Horror.
Well, he said that he liked
I
the
liked the remake
with Ryan Reynolds.
with Ryan Reynolds. I did like that.
I said
I've
the original
actually
was
never
not
seen
good.
Oh, really?
Hold on. You're saying the original's not good?
No.
The original might be, from my childhood, might be the scariest movie I've seen as a kid.
Yes, exactly. As a kid, if you go back and trust me on this, go back and
No,
watch it.
I have, and
Reese- When?
Yes, a couple years ago. It was on whatever. And again, you're
Terrible.
right. Not a great movie.
No.
But still, the scarier scenes did work.
Okay.
So but it is the scariest movie from my childhood.
Let's table that topic. Maybe that's a Halloween topic again to get into the scary.
I like
we
that.
talked about our favorite horror movies, but scariest.
But Nick's got to make sure he wears that shirt again because that's frightening.
Pretty frightening. Yeah.
Scary.
If you're frightened by the original Amityville Horror as an adult, then I see where his shirt would scare you.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a Skeletor on his chest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nick, anything else?
That's about it for me. Yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, I wanted to shout out the Disney ones. I think they're doing a good job with the remakes and stuff like that. But yeah.
One actually, you mentioned that real quick. The Tim Burton Dumbo remake, the live action.
That was one of the first ones they did.
I had higher expectations. That's on my not so good list.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little weird.
I didn't see it.
Not needed.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Don't need to see it.
Agreed. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else here, guys? So then it's late. Anything?
Well, I have 236 more entries, but
Sure.
I'll table them for another day
If you must, I suppose.
if I must.
No, they should redo Gone with the Wind. Now, hear me out.
Mm-hmm. Let me go scene by scene. Why?
Right. Oprah Winfrey
As Brett Butler. Now
Adam-
listen.
Adam Sandler.
Scarlett O'Hara.
Yeah.
Oh, frankly, my dear, nobody gives a damn.
Yeah. I love that. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
doable.
good. I love it. I love it.
I think we're
All
on
right.
something.
Yes, it's good. Adam Sandler just in every reboot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Just do it. Just make it happen. He has some type of role. Some type
I
of
love it.
role in every reboot. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boys, we've done enough work today.
Yes,
I'm
we have.
tired. You're tired. Let's go
The
home and
listener
have
is tired.
sex with our wives.
That's right.
You
Sorry,
stepped on my
listener,
cl-
you're gonna have to get out of there.
You
We've got to
fucking
go to the bed.
You stepped on my clue joke. Anyways.
No,
Eh,
I'm
well,
sorry. I'm sorry.
Not that anybody would have fucking got it, but
Yeah, we're gonna shoot folks 3 alternate endings of this podcast,
right.
and depending on which region of the world that you're listening or watching, will be the alternate ending that you have, similar to Clue.
I don't want to give away what region is what, but when you find the one where Nick's in a bra and panties, you win.
You live in
That's right.
Canada.
That's the best one.
That's right. And if you're in the U.S., then you might be hearing how Dean, as an adult, is still frightened by the original Amityville Horror
I
movie.
didn't
For some
say
reason.
that I was frightened by it. I said
You
it
did say
was
that.
Noted
scary. No.
adult pant wetter, Zennial Dean.
That's
Right.
right.
I am, but that has nothing to do with that movie.
Yep.
Not from that movie.
That has everything to do with my alcoholism.
That's right. All right. So Nick has been away for a couple weeks, Dean,
Yes.
and partly what he's been doing.
I already know what this ends. How this ends, buddy.
Go ahead, please.
Are we on the same page?
I don't know. I have no idea.
This
Wee-hoo.
this outro. Well, how Nick is going to read us the outro
Okay.
as Adam Sandler, right? I mean, does it end any other way?
Okay. All right.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course. He's going to be in every reboot pitch that we have.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
In some
We got to
role.
keep him working. We got to keep him in the movies, and we got to keep him in the convincing
He's-
idiots outros.
He's poor. He needs the money.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So, would anyone like to ask Adam Sandler where we can be found?
Adam, if I was to look for convincing idiots, where would I look? How would I find them?
Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go on to the computer and go and convincing idiots and you're gonna Google over to Convince Idiots Linktree, Linkree, and then you're gonna find all the little links to the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram, and then you're gonna like and you're gonna subscribe and all of that good stuff. Because we need the likes, we need the subscription. And then you're gonna go over to our website, convincingidiots.com. No, it's not. It's not convincingidiots.com. You know why? Because we were not first to that domain. So you're gonna go to convincingidiots.wordpress.com, and there you're gonna find all of the same information for you to find. So you can go on to the website, and you can like, you can subscribe, you can rate and review all day long. So for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I am a millennial. My name is Nicholas.
That's Daniel Dean.
Gen X Brian.
Have we all convinced you that Adam Sandler belongs in every little reboot that Hollywood has to offer? Hey, did you like that video? You know you did, and we know you did. So stop screwing around and go like that video, subscribe to our channel, and join us for some more.
Ham grape.
Edit.
All right. Test.
Test.
You are wrong.
I am wrong.
You are wrong because you were an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we have convinced you successfully that you are wrong.
Unfortunately, you don't have to convince me.
But you didn't at first, and now he does. Now he's convinced. So
I'm now convinced
Right.
I'm an idiot.
Perfect. Let's see what it
that's the
sounds
intro,
like.
I think.
I like it.